Located here at a former colonial port in what is today one of the richest and most economically exclusive parts of Cape Town are the Breakwater Prison and the Victorian Albert waterfront. I worked in the Victorian Albert Mall for 6 years to pay for university, so I have a personal history with the mall. One way I began to understand that the waterfront is not a place for locals, where unless I was going to Pick and Pay, I wouldn't be able to afford most of the products that we sold there. The Breakwater Prison is today the University of Cape Town's School of Business and the Protea Hotel's Breakwater Lodge. But in 1901 it was erected to serve as South Africa's first white-only prison. One can still see the tiny windows and old stone walls of the prison. A staff member from the hotel told me that this area is now a kitchen and the building behind it, finance offices. Most of the building's penal past has been whitewashed, now hosting a well-manicured garden, a car park, and luxury suites. Many of the prisoners at the Breakwater Prison were used as labourers in creating infrastructure that is now part of the Victorian Albert waterfront. A large mall attached to a harbour, comprising shops, restaurants, and more hotels, and named after the British monarchs. The building tries to emulate something of an idealized commercial past by using Victorian-like architecture and add-ons, emphasizing wealth and Britishness. We even have our own Cape Town Eye, smaller and less impressive than its London inspiration. There's a second, lesser mall, just outside called the Victorian Albert Mall, after Victoria and her son. This mall deals in overpriced African curios. Everything in the mall has to be locally made, but the items tend to present a one-dimensional, homogenized representation of the continent. Not far from this mall is the Nelson Mandela Gateway to Robben Island. During apartheid, many black prisoners left the mainland to be taken to jail from the spot. The waterfront has commercialized this, offering very expensive tours of the island prison that many Cape Townians are not able to afford. Rather than helping to preserve the memory of the local people, the waterfront gives a sanitized and commercially inclined view of its history.